All right, it looks like we are live now on our broadcast. I think I might have timed this out just well today. I am Dan Weedin. Welcome to my weekly Weedin Unleashed. Today is Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo to all of you. I guess maybe a margarita or some other things are in order for you today. Regardless, I hope it's a terrific day for all of you. I've been very busy traveling. I'm going to be doing some more. I didn't get enough notice out on this one. I hope we do have a few people show up. But regardless, thank you for joining us, at least maybe later on, and watching us today. So let's get right into it. As you know, I like to use these weekly broadcasts to talk about what I find interesting, and usually what I find interesting is what I post on my weekly Extra Points newsletter. Many of you are getting that. And so this is what the weekend brought and had me write yesterday. I was in Billings, Montana for the last several days. Well, Thursday through Saturday, I was in Billings, Montana. I had two conferences that I was speaking at. One was a teaching education. The other was for actually still continuing education, but more geared towards consulting practices for insurance agents. Anyway, all of that doesn't really matter. What does matter is that on Saturday, after my events in the morning, went from 8 to noon. We all had lunch, and then the insurance agents went into some meetings that were kind of 20-minute meetings with 10-minute breaks in between that they're going to do all afternoon. Well, I was just hanging out. I didn't have my flight out until 6:30, and so I was hanging out, talking with people as they came in and out of those meetings, and hanging out by the bar. In fact, there was several of us. Some were insurance company marketing folks. Some didn't have anything to do till that evening because there was a dinner that was going on. And some were going to be actually giving a presentation. Some had already done it. So we had a wide mixture of folks. And as many of you know, on the first Saturday of May, the Kentucky Derby runs. And the Kentucky Derby is said to be the fastest 2 minutes in sports. But I think it's the longest broadcast. It rivals the Super Bowl. Now, the Super Bowl game actually takes 3 hours and has about 7 or 8 hours of coverage. Kentucky Derby has, I think, that same 7 or 8 hours of coverage, but it only goes for a couple minutes. So anyway, that was what was on the TV. The place we were staying, nice place. Actually, they took really great care of us. They had this little bar area that had the TV up there, and we were all sitting at the bar. And what we could see behind was one of those refrigerators that had a whole bunch of beer, a whole bunch of wine, and this huge padlock on it. So in other words, they didn't want any of us yahoos stealing it. Now think about this for a second. We're in a nice hotel in a nice area. It's a business hotel. And they have people at the front desk that are nearby and can see us. And they have staff in the back cooking for later on that evening. They can see us. We're just literally 4 or 5 of us at any one time, as many as maybe 10 or 12 later on, just kind of milling about, sitting and chatting and having a good time. They said that the bar was going to open at 4. Nobody ever came and checked on us. Finally, well after the race was done, or actually shortly thereafter, I guess, about 4:45, somebody came out and gave us some snacks and unlocked the padlock and said, boy, I guess maybe one of us should have checked in on this sooner, and seen if we could have helped you. Well, no kidding. Now they were taking drink orders. The Kentucky Derby was done. We'd actually switched the channel over to some baseball, and it was only going to be an hour or so later until dinner events were going to start happening, so nobody was going to be around. They had a captive audience for about 3 to 4 hours, where they could have served a little beer, a little wine, maybe given us some munchies. Heck, we might have even purchased food. Now, while this would not have been a huge revenue maker for the hotel, it would have gone a long way in customer service. I mean, it was Saturday. All they had to do is have somebody come check on us once in a while, see if we wanted a refill, whatever the case might be. Think about that as lost opportunity, because it was. It was lost opportunity for a little revenue and a little goodwill. My question to you is, on a daily basis, how many times do you have lost opportunity simply because you weren't paying attention? You know, I can look back on myself, and I'm sure I have those as well, and so it was a good time for me to take stock in what I do, because we can't afford to miss opportunities where we can improve the condition or the life of somebody else through the value that we provide them. For the hotel, what's their value? Hospitality, right? Well, they didn't really give any hospitality. We were sitting at their table all day. They never offered us anything to eat or to drink the whole day long. Heck, think about this. They could have given it away for free. How much would that have cost them from a revenue standpoint? Hardly anything. But the goodwill, think about future events that might come there because somebody said, you know, when I was sitting there waiting to watch the Kentucky Derby, they gave us some complimentary beer and wine. Think about that. Or if they even gave the first one away free. The profit that they would have received from future revenue is probably great for a small amount up front. What is your product? What is your service? Who are you missing out there? For those of you who are in the professional services world like I am, think about the value that you give and who might be sitting out there. What I'm doing right now is a great example. I am giving a live broadcast. Whether people show up or not, it doesn't matter. Right now we don't have anybody. Probably my fault. Probably lost opportunity for not doing a better job last week reminding folks that we were going to be doing this, because I usually get a few people on. The good news is this is being recorded and people can watch it at a later date as long as I let them know that it exists. That's how you came on probably here. But because I hopefully have some value to offer people based on my writing and what I'm thinking about and how it relates to their business, to your business practices, you're having an opportunity to get that. If I did nothing and didn't make any effort to reach out to you with this, you might not even know that I exist, or may not want to talk to me in the future, or anything like that, because you don't know I'm there. But by being able to give out some free intellectual property, which is what this is, some free resources, some free advice, some free help, I'm providing you with some value. What can you do? What type of business are you in? I told you I met with a lot of insurance agents and insurance professionals over the last 3 days. Actually, over the last week, I saw some others in Portland as well. I spent many years as an insurance agent. So let's talk about that. How can an insurance agent add value? Well, that's a good question. Let me give you an example of what happened at the place I was at. Two of the guys who I was sitting with most of the day were giving a presentation later on to this group of agents. They were doing their 20-minute spiel, and they were at the end of the day. Now think about this. These agents had been listening to me for 4 hours, had some lunch, and then had been spending the rest of the afternoon listening to insurance company rep after insurance company rep come out and talk to them. These guys were smart. They ordered some beer, just a cooler full of beer for their last 2 hours of work. Hey, you know what? It's not about liquoring everybody up. It's about offering some hospitality to them, and it's a difference. They were offering a difference. That was an opportunity that they didn't lose out on. They actually ordered it from the hotel. You would have thought that the hotel would have thought, hey, these people sitting here might want some themselves. That's a part of the first part of the story. But think about, in reality, these insurance company representatives, people who want to get sales and build relationships with their insurance agent clients, they leapt on an opportunity to help out and to do something different. So insurance agents can do the same thing. They just need to be, if you're an insurance agent, you need to be creative and find out what opportunities are out there that I'm losing. Where can I network that I haven't before that it would make sense to? Where can I put out my writing or my speaking? Looking for opportunities so that you don't lose them. You have to find them in advance. So, you know, we don't have any viewers today. That's fine. We've been going on now for about 10 minutes, and I'm not going to make you sit here for 30 minutes and listen to this whole spiel. So what I'm going to do is tell you this. This is my gift to you, my takeaway for you for this week. Search and seek out opportunities. How do you do that? You don't have a crystal ball. You have to do it by looking back in history. Take a look at what you did this past week. We're on Monday. What did you do last week? What did you do last month? We're at a new month this time. Were there times you look back and say, darn, I missed an opportunity? So that opportunity may come back again, because opportunity does knock twice, it knocks several times, right? So you can take a look in the past and say, what opportunity perhaps did I miss that I shouldn't miss again? And then just be creative. Think about ways that you can, again, give value, because in the end, that's what this is about. It's not about opportunity just to put your name in front of someplace. It's about opportunity to give value. The hotel could have given us value by offering us, even if we had to pay for it, some beer, some wine, some hospitality while we were watching sports. They missed that opportunity. You have the opportunity to give some of your own value for whatever it is. And I suggest that it comes in the form of intellectual property. What can you write? What can you speak on? Where can you meet people that you're giving them some great value, and they're going to remember you and your company and your brand and your marketing from that. So quick thing, I'm missing next week. I'm going to be on the road again. Very happy to say my daughters are graduating from college. I haven't figured out how to take this show on the road, so I'm missing next Monday. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Today's the 5th. I'll be back on the 19th with another broadcast. I will make sure that I get the word out on that. So I'm excited to say the next broadcast is on Monday, May 19th, 2 weeks from now. If you'd like to get my extra points and you're not getting it now, go to my website at danweedin.com and click on newsletter. You can also shoot me an email at dan@danweedin.com. If you haven't gotten my Unleashed book, I'm getting some great reviews on Amazon. Go ahead and search it there. You can also purchase it from Amazon, or you can come on my website as well. Captain Jack is sitting here snoring away. He's hard at work. But anyway, this has been fun. I hope that you will try to make this Monday, noon Pacific time, part of your weekly value that you get from me. It's free, it's fun, and I hope we'll continue to be able to do that. Funny, I'm getting a text from my wife as we speak. She wants to know what we're having for dinner. I guess I better go figure it out. So here it is. Final thoughts. Find your value. Find creative ways to get it out to people. Don't lose that opportunity to help others and to improve your own condition in your own business. This is Dan Weedin, hoping that you will get unleashed this week, and I'll look forward to seeing you back on the broadcast in 2 weeks. We'll see you all later. Ciao.